Tesla shares on fire today after CEO Elon Musk and the company agree to settle with the SEC. Phil LeBeau joins us now from Chicago. Did Mr. Musk, Phil, accept the deal worse than the one he could have had last week, or roughly the same?
Maybe a smidge worse than one he could have been signing off on Thursday of last week. But look, at the end of the day, he still remains CEO of this company, and that's the reason the stock moved higher. Here are the terms of the agreement between the SEC and Elon Musk. He gives up chairmanship, at least for the next 3 years. 2 new independent directors will be appointed to the Tesla board. Both Elon Musk and Tesla will each pay a $20 million fine. That's nothing for Elon Musk. And then there is the oversight of Musk Communications.
Hey guys, welcome back to Make Money Online. That was footage from 2018, when the SEC sued Elon Musk over a comment about Tesla stocks. And if we are to pick similarities between the outcome of that case, between Elon Musk and the SEC, and that of the SEC with Ripple, we start to see some parallels in play. In today's big XRP update, just as the SEC forces its settlement on Elon Musk, would that be the case in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit? If that happens, what would be the outcome for Ripple and the SEC? All of that we're going to be looking at shortly.
Anyway, and in regard to the crypto industry, you can see that there have been surprisingly few lawsuits filed by the SEC. And the lawsuits that are filed are parsed over by private securities lawyers and used in opinion letters to crypto companies saying, don't do this or make sure you do that. Now, looking at this chart, you can see the number of crypto-related lawsuits filed by the SEC really picked up in 2018. What we are looking at is the pastel green-blue color, and those are lawsuits filed. And you can see in all of 2020, 17 crypto lawsuits were filed of various types. Some were fraud, some were very small coins. The big one, of course, was the Ripple lawsuit.
For now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, and check our description section for some useful links. Now, in case you missed it, Ethereum mining will soon be obsolete as London Update moves the key deadline to December. Ethereum miners and mining pools continue to mint money despite substantial price corrections. As a result, the Ethereum hash rate has surged to new highs at the block height of 14,770,231. Meanwhile, El Salvador President Nayib Bukele recently announced on Twitter that representatives from 44 countries will meet in El Salvador to discuss Bitcoin. In this tweet, the president of the Central American nation says tomorrow, 32 central banks and 12 financial authorities from 44 countries will meet in El Salvador to discuss financial inclusion, digital economy, etc., etc. In other news, American multinational fast food corporation McDonald's has announced it will be selling its Russian business in the wake of growing sanctions on President Vladimir Putin's government. McDonald's pulls out of Russia after 30 years because of the war in Ukraine, saying business there is no longer tenable. In March, the fast food company temporarily closed all its restaurants in Russia. Now it's said that it will seek to have a Russian buyer take over the business. And the Luna Foundation continues to make waves as UK Treasury en route to legalizing stablecoins amid Terra's UST crash. And in another one, while the UK Department of Treasury is reportedly pushing for the regulation of stablecoins across Britain, government sets out a plan to make the UK a global crypto asset technology hub. While this move may be a good development for the crypto community, it also follows the recent crash of one of the top algorithmic stablecoins, Terra USD. The UK government has recently made these announcements that will see stablecoins recognized as a valid form of payment as part of wider plans to make Britain a global hub for crypto asset technology and investment. This is another big one. First, the UK government recognized NFTs as property following the scandals with Yuga Labs, the company behind the most extensive and most expensive NFT collection, Bored Ape Yacht Club. And just like Terra Labs, the firm behind the Terra Luna and UST cryptos, both these platforms have lost their community's trust. And at every step of the way, the UK government swoops into action to protect its citizens if these events were to happen on their turf. But on the other hand, what does the United States do? Let's take a look at this comment from the former SEC Commissioner, Joseph Grunfest, during an interview with Tony Edwards about thinking crypto.
Well, let's begin with sympathy for the SEC. The SEC is charged with enforcing laws that were written in the 1930s. Tony, how many members of Congress were thinking about Bitcoin in 1933 or 1934 when they wrote the federal securities laws? Give me the name of every member of Congress who said, this is how we're going to handle Bitcoin under the federal securities laws. See? Nobody thought about this. So what we have is a regulatory regime that is designed not to be able to deal with this problem. And then we tell the SEC, you got to deal with this problem.
Now back to today's topic, to the big XRP update, and why we think it's likely that we'll witness the SEC forced into a settlement. This one right here, from Stefan Huber. Whenever you think it can't get any more pathetic, SEC enforcement chief, in his speech at the SEC Enforcement Forum yesterday, actually cried about how defense attorneys are using delaying tactics and refusing to release documents just to complicate and drag out investigations. And this one says, XRP lawsuit, parties file for extension of deadline on Mets report as Ripple presents case on emails. Now, if we scroll down a little to the portion highlighted here, it reads, in the ongoing lawsuit, Ripple has filed a 6-page response to the SEC's assertions that the Hinman documents were protected by the attorney-client privilege. As previously reported, the SEC went ahead to make new privilege assertions in its continued efforts to avoid the release of emails related to the 2018 Ethereum speech of William Hinman, the former director of the SEC's Division of Corporate Finance. Following up on that tweet from attorney James K. Filan, he reportedly posted that parties file a joint request for extension of time regarding attorney's fee connected to Med's supplemental report. Moving on to the said court document posted on Friday the 13th of May 2022, we see that this document, filed by Ripple, hints about a couple of misgivings committed by the SEC. First, the SEC did not establish that Mr. Hinman communicated with the SEC staff about his speech to obtain or provide legal advice. Second, Mr. Hinman didn't have an attorney-client relationship with SEC lawyers in his capacity. Therefore, disclosure of the communications would not reveal SEC confidence. So guys, my point is, if the high and mighty Elon Musk, who's worth hundreds of billions of dollars, alongside his company Tesla, could get by the SEC, could someone tell me who Ripple Labs is that the SEC wouldn't dare to sue? One conclusion we can draw from both cases is two things. The SEC's charges don't mean the other party necessarily committed any crime. Instead, it shows that the SEC has been participating in what is known as regulation overreach, which is costing the entire crypto landscape in the US a fortune. To think that this lawsuit might end with the SEC being forced into a settlement, even though we've seen Ripple CEO earlier asserting that his side wouldn't agree to a settlement unless the status of XRP is clearly defined, is interesting. However, as we draw closer to this case, the possibility of a settlement by both sides grows even stronger by the day. I'd like to think, should Ripple ultimately consent to a settlement with the SEC, that would mean, I figure Ripple would generally feel the brunt of it at the very beginning, as they might need to pay a fine, undoubtedly a critical part of the $1.3 billion which the SEC claimed that Ripple made through its offer of unregistered security tokens. However, over the long haul, Ripple would turn into the most obviously characterized computerized money to be exchanged on the US securities, stock, or crypto markets by and large. Within this asset class, particularly in the US, where the proper framework for regulating crypto is yet to be established. Now guys, this is all starting to play out gradually, but unfortunately, despite all of the SEC strategies, regulation by enforcement, and unfair enforcement of its securities laws, only a select few crypto projects have continued and will continue to raise more eyebrows. Is the SEC going to be forced into a settlement, or would Ripple be forced into one itself? We have to wait that out. But in closing, what's this form everyone has been referring to? Now, please take this as a cautionary note. Assuming you're an XRP fan or an ardent follower in the crypto space and might want to join a gathering of considerable numbers of tip-top crypto lovers to voice their uneasiness towards the unjustifiable regulation by enforcement tactics employed by the SEC while trying to shield its unfair regulatory structure from the prying eyes of the general public, which unfortunately turned out to be the SEC's worst nightmare as it's transformed into something even beyond the jurisdiction of the states, attracting attention from onlookers all over the globe. So don't hesitate to join this movement against these SEC culprits. All you have to do is sign up through that form, and the link to it will be provided in the description section, so join the fight. Thanks to this information this time, you don't have to be late to the crowd. That's all I got for you today, folks. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.